The case of MH17 in the pursuit of truth and justice. Selangau man arrested for slapping 91-year-old mother. And fire engulfs workers' quarters in SIBU. Those are the headlines for tonight. Salam Sarawak, Maju Makmur. Be now with me, Shol Chamato, and this is TVS Nightline. Malaysia remains steadfast in its commitment to pursue truth, justice and accountability for the tragic downing of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17. In a statement commemorating the 9th anniversary of the downing of flight MH17 on Monday, Ministry of Transport MOT said, while the criminal case of the downing was delivered by the District Court of The Hague, the Netherlands on 17 November 2022, it said the International Civil Aviation Organization Council at its 228th session meeting on March 17 had decided to proceed with a hearing on the settlement of differences between the conflicting parties. MOT also reiterates its deepest sympathies and condolences to the families and loved ones of the victims of the tragedy. The Boeing 777 was en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur on July 17, 2014, when it was shot down in the eastern part of Ukraine, killing all 298 passengers and crew on board. An elderly man in Selangau has been arrested after a video of him slapping his 91-year-old mother at a longhouse went viral on social media. Muka Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Muhammad Rizal Alia said the 60-year-old suspect was detained at 3 p.m. on Sunday to facilitate in police investigation.
Upon investigation on the 26-second video clip, police found that the incident occurred on July 14th at a longhouse in the district.
Pada Ahad lalu iaitu pada 16 Julai 2023, pihak polis telah mengesan satu video berdurasi 26 saat. Itulah di Facebook yang memaparkan seorang lelaki sedang memukul seorang wanita tua dengan menggunakan tangan. Akibat tindakan lelaki warga tempatan itu, ibunya mengalami kecederaan di muka. Semakan yang dibuat mendapati kes itu merupakan kejadian yang berlaku di sebuah rumah panjang di kawasan Selangau pada 14 Julai yang lalu.
Rizal said a police report was made at the district police station on July 14th at 11 p.m. The case is under investigation under Section 323 of the Penal Code and Section 18A of the Domestic Violence Act 1994. As the investigation is still ongoing, Rizal urged the public not to make any speculation on the incident and advised the public to stop spreading the video.
A morning fire engulfs a 25-door workers' quarters of a sawmill in Jalan Tanjung Kunyit in SIBU on Monday, leaving all 44 of its occupants homeless. SIBU Fire and Rescue Department or Bomba Chief N.D. Ali said the team was alerted of the incident at around 7:54 a.m. and the flame was doused completely by 10 a.m. Fortunately, no casualties were reported in the incident as investigation work is ongoing.
Setibanya di lokasi, kebakaran telah memusnahkan keseluruhan rumah pekerja tersebut. Pasukan keluaran operasi juga mengalami sedikit masalah apabila jentera tidak dapat masuk rapat ke lokasi kerana laluan terlalu sempit.
A blast at a restaurant in China's Jiangsu province, which killed one local and injured another, has sparked public concerns about the safety of cooking gas tanks after a string of similar incidents that happened last month. Local authorities said that a tank at a BBQ restaurant exploded earlier this morning. The owner of the eatery has been detained and an investigation is currently underway.
Reuters was able to confirm the location of the restaurant from the footage via signage, facade, and the characteristics of the buildings, and matching it to satellite and file images of the area. Previously in June, a gas explosion at a barbecue eatery killed 31 in Ningxia region, which is one of the deadliest blasts in recent years. This prompted China's President Xi Jinping to order his officials to address safety risks across the country. In less than a week of the incident, 2 other restaurants' explosions followed suit.
The ambassador of Brazil to Malaysia, Ari Norton de Murat Quintela, is interested in algae-based sustainable aviation fuel produced in Sarawak. The desire was expressed during a courtesy call to Sarawak Premier Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunapeng earlier today.
Quintela also said he was fortunate to have met the Sarawak Premier, who is also the State Minister of Energy and Environmental Sustainability, to discuss energy-related matters.
I'm particularly interested in sustainable aviation fuel, which I know is a topic of great interest to the Premier of Sarawak, and that's something that is beginning to be of interest in Brazil too. So maybe, I know that Sarawak is studying the use of algae for sustainable aviation fuel. So that's definitely something that Brazil would be interested in looking into.
Other matters discussed during the call was Brazil's interest in expanding halal meat exports to Sarawak and Sabah. Brazil is the world's leading exporter of halal meat and poultry.
Nepal expresses eagerness to establish collaborative ties with Sarawak, encompassing areas such as culture and climate change. Nepalese ambassador to Malaysia, His Excellency Dili Raj Paudel, in his maiden courtesy call to Sarawak's Premier, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunapeng, discussed these matters and explored avenues for cooperation.
Yes, there are a couple agenda that we mentioned, like how we can extend our trade and how we can exchange our culture in between, which we have the very nice culture to each other. And not only that, but also we can work together in climate change sector. This is the global issue.
He emphasized the long-standing bilateral relations between Malaysia and Nepal across various sectors, particularly in labor. Recognizing the changing times, he emphasized the need to further enhance the bilateral ties for the mutual benefit of both countries.
On to the next highlight. Sarawak will be the host for the 21st International Congress for Tropical Medicine and Malaria ICT-MM, themed global responses and interdisciplinary research towards eliminating tropical diseases. The event will take place from September 19th to 23rd next year at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, VCCK.
The Congress will run together with the 60th Malaysian Society of Parasitology and Tropical Medicine Conference and the 10th ASEAN Congress of Tropical Medicine and Parasitology. Thus, Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian said that by hosting the ICT-MM in Sarawak, it will position the state as a leading hub for scientific and medical collaborations.
So besides sharing knowledge, networking, contribute to the global health knowledge, insights, collaborations gained from the Congress, translated into practical solutions and intervention that address the challenge of tropical disease in respective regions, and we are indeed very proud to be able to host it.
According to Dr. Sim, this year the Congress targets over 2,000 delegates, including policymakers and international authorities, to meet in Kuching to discuss current topics such as neglected diseases, drug resistance, travel medicines and zoonosis, diseases and infections that are transmitted between animals and humans. Meanwhile, Dr. Sim, who is also the Public Health, Housing and Local Government Minister, said Malaysia's malaria cases have dropped over the recent years, with less than 4,000 cases reported last year.
One of the ways that Sarawak addresses this is through the Malaria Research Center by UNIMAS, and they did they studied genetics, the transmissions. But after COVID, our premier decided that we want to build our own infectious disease centers, and this the infectious disease center by next year will start being built.
The International Congress would be able to further contribute to global health, where knowledge, insights, and collaborations gained from the Congress can be translated into practical solutions and interventions that address the challenges of tropical diseases in their respective regions. For the record, ICTMM was last held on 24th to 28 October of 2022, which was hosted by Bangkok, Thailand on the 20th edition. Similarly, the hosting of the 21st edition of ICTMM would bring an expected pool of 24.6 million ringgit in Sarawak's economic impact. Business Event Sarawak, or BSARA, Chief Executive Officer Amelia Rosimond said that out of the total, 13.4 million ringgit would be garnered from the representatives' expenditure.
We look at the numbers are big, 2,000 delegates. Sarawak is beautiful. All the delegates, they really love Sarawak. And the total direct delegate expenditure, total economic impact that we will generate from this is about 24.6 million. And also an additional of 1,952 jobs will arise from organizing and hosting this event.
The Sarawak Coast Guard plans to augment its assets by adding 3 new patrol vessels. During the handover ceremony on Monday, Deputy State Secretary of Administration Datu Buckland Bangi emphasised the crucial importance for Sarawak to safeguard its interests in the disputed waters of the South China Sea, as these waters continue to serve as the backbone of Sarawak's economic activities.
In the context of Sarawak now, especially here in Miri and of course Bintulu, there are many activities currently taking place in our offshore, which is the oil and gas industries. So we need to make sure these industries are carried out in a safe environment to ensure that the areas within the offshore Sarawak are safe for investment activities, for oil and gas activities that will generate revenues and income to the state of Sarawak.
Buckland also stressed on the importance of inter-agencies cooperation between the Royal Malaysian Police, PDRM, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, and Civil Defence Force, APM, to ensure the coastal safety for investment activities. Back in November 2022, the Sarawak Coast Guard received its first 3 patrol vessels. All 6 vessels will be launched on Tuesday in Miri by the Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg.
Coming up right after the break, Malaysia's hydrogen economy and technology roadmap to launch soon. And China's economy misses the mark. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned. Welcome back. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has given an assurance that the government will establish the Gig Economy Commission Malaysia as soon as possible to improve social protection and the welfare of workers in the industry. Zahid urged the Ministry of Human Resources to submit a memorandum to the Cabinet seeking approval for the establishment of the commission.
For an extended period of time, gig economy workers in Malaysia's informal sector have been deprived of any protection unless they contribute to the Social Security Organisation, SOCSO. Consequently, this has resulted in them being left behind compared to those who do make contributions to the organisation.
Ketidakpedulian telah dialami oleh mereka, terutamanya kerana syarikat-syarikat yang menjadi servis provider tidak menganggap penggiat gig ini sebagai pekerja, dan mereka juga, syarikat-syarikat ini tidak menganggap diri mereka sebagai majikan. Loopholes yang beginilah yang diambil kepedulian oleh Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Saka Samsudin untuk menubuhkan Sekretariat Community Gigs ini.
He told us to reporters during a press conference after attending the Geek Industry Career Framework National Forum on Monday. Also present were the Human Resources Minister V. Sivakumar and the Youth and Sports Minister Hana Yo.
Over 210,000 recipients of the Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah or STR have received the Sumbangan Asas Rahmah or SARA today, providing them with 600 ringgit to purchase essential items. The government has allocated nearly 10 million ringgit under the Payung Rahmah initiative to assist the underprivileged in coping with the rising cost of living.
SARA ini adalah Sumbangan Asas Rahmah. Sumbangan asas rahmah ini kepada 210,000 orang penerima miskin tegar. Dan sumbangan asas rahmah ini berjumlah RM600, RM100 sebulan untuk selama 6 bulan. Dan mereka hanya perlu menggunakan kad pengenalan dan pergi ke 600 outlet. Contoh Maidin, Giant, Econsafe, The Store, Pacific, Mili Mewah, 99 Speedmart, Tesco, Pasar Raya dan Pasar Mini yang lain yang ada di seluruh negara. Saya ingin menyatakan bahawa pelaksanaannya bermula hari ini.
He said this to the media after officiating the Handholding 2.0 Indirect Tax and Voluntary Disclosure Program in Putrajaya earlier today. The distribution of the SARA assistance to eligible recipients in various states starting today. Several states including Kedah, Pulau Pinang, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, Kelantan and Terengganu will receive the assistance. Other states will follow suit in the coming weeks. Recipients can receive 600 ringgit either through bank account accreditation or cash at Bank Simpanan Nasional branches. Eligibility can be checked by contacting the Revenue Board's hotline at 1-800-882-747 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. during work hours.
The Hydrogen Economy and Technology Roadmap is expected to be launched sometime before the start of the United Nations Climate Change Framework Convention. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation Chang Lee Kang said the convention will take place from November 30th to December 12th in Dubai. The roadmap has been approved at the Cabinet and National Science Council level so far.
I just want to stress sekali lagi lah, in fact in my speech sudah pun ada, in fact science, technology and innovation memainkan peranan yang sangat penting lah, especially in addressing global issue lah, yang for this one adalah climate change. So we are looking at energy transition, and we think science, technology and innovation is playing a very pivotal role lah.
He said through HETR, the ministry will tackle challenges encompassing reliability, capacity, and sustainability, in addition to achieving decarbonization target. He explained that HETR is no mere roadmap for decarbonization. it is also a new technology and innovation in the energy transfer.
Definitely, we are also looking at public-private partnership in order to orang kata merancangkan these efforts or initiative in renewable energies.
Commenting on the first hydrogen production plant in Sarawak, he said the plant has been set up and expected to begin operations this year.
So, selain daripada hydrogen plant di Sarawak, kita akan adakan satu di Semenanjung juga. But first one is in Sarawak. So, we are looking at the second one in Semenanjung.
He said this after officiating the 22nd World Renewable Energy Congress at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre earlier today, themed Transition Towards a Carbon-Free Future.
Sarawak envisions itself as a front-runner in the green energy revolution, with the goal to become a regional powerhouse in green energy. However, to lay the foundation for this vision, UNIMAS Faculty of Economics and Business Senior Lecturer Dr. Zul Hazwan Hussaini emphasizes the necessity of cultivating more human capital and establishing a broader ecosystem in the state.
We need a lot of capital to establish a wider ecosystem for renewable energy, including the development of hydrogen. The government should encourage the issuance even more green bonds to assist in the development of renewable energy ecosystem. In the meantime, the government of Sarawak should be prepared with sufficient talent that can work with the skills that are required in the renewable energy industries. This is important to guarantee that there will be an adequate supply of renewable energy to meet the demand. We have our own universities such as UTS and ICATS. Make use of it to produce human capital that relevant and contemporary expertise.
Thank you for staying with me. China's economic growth in the second quarter of the year fell short of expectations due to cautious consumer sentiments. Despite an increase compared to the previous quarter, the world's second largest economy grew by only 6.3% year-on-year from April to June, failing to meet the predicted 7.1% growth rate. These disappointing figures come after a series of below-average readings in recent months, emphasizing the challenging task authorities face in revitalizing economic momentum.
一季度国内生产总值同比增长4.5%，二季度增长6.3%。从环比看，二季度国内生产总值环比增长0.8%。
Based on a quarter-on-quarter performance, growth came in at 0.8%, down from the 2.2% seen in the January-March, the first full period after the removal of China's zero-COVID restriction. However, China's economy showed a good momentum of recovery, with market demand gradually recovering and production supply continuing to increase. But it faces a complex and difficult international situation and arduous tasks for reform. Additionally, unemployment among China's youth also jumped to a record 21.3% in June, up from 20.8% in May.
上半年全国城镇调查失业率平均值为5.3%，比一季度下降0.2个百分点。6月份全国城镇调查失业率为5.2%，与上月持平。本地户籍劳动力调查失业率为5.1%，外来户籍劳动力调查失业率为5.3%，其中外来农业户籍劳动力调查失业率为4.9%。16到24岁、25到59岁劳动力调查失业率分别为21.3%、4.4%、4.1%。
The run of poll readings over recent months has ramped up calls for officials to unveil support measures. China is aiming for a modest 5% growth this year, one of the lowest targets set by the Asian giant in decades.
Traffic was stopped on the Russian-built Crimean bridge due to an emergency-type situation, Russia officials said on Monday, while Ukrainian media reported blasts on the bridge. Sergei Aksyonov, a Russian-installed governor, said the emergency occurred on the 145th pillar of the bridge, which links the Crimean Peninsula to the Russian region of Krasnodar.
The RBC Ukraine news agency reported that explosions were heard on the bridge. Russia's Grey Zone channel reported that there were 2 strikes on the bridge at 3:04 a.m. and 3:20 a.m. local time. Both Aksyonov and the governor of the Krasnodar region, Veniamin Kondratyev, said they have set up operational headquarters in the regions to address the emergency situation on the bridge. The Russian-backed administration of the peninsula said Crimea is provided with all necessary stock, but urged residents not to travel via the bridge. It was not immediately clear what the incident on the bridge would mean for the UN brokered deal that allows the safe Black Sea export of Ukrainian grain. The 19-kilometer road and rail bridge was damaged by an explosion last October in an attack that the Kremlin said had been orchestrated by Ukrainian security forces. Ukraine admitted only indirectly to the attack months later. The Crimea was annexed by Russia from Ukraine in 2014, but is internationally recognized as part of Ukraine.
At least 4 people died after a boat carrying 20 people sank in Bangladesh's Buriganga River near the capital Dhaka on Sunday. According to fire service officials Anwarul Islam, the boat, which was carrying over 50 passengers, immediately sank after colliding with a sand-laden bulkhead.
The boat collision occurred during its journey from Sadargat Water Transport Terminal in Dhaka to its destination Tilgat Boat Terminal in Karaniganj, southwest of Dhaka. Most of the passengers were believed to have swum ashore as the water bus sank close to the bank. The police official Sahabuddin Kabir reported that 4 bodies have been recovered, and the rescue operation is ongoing, adding that 7 people have been rescued and sent to the hospitals. Bangladesh is known for its extensive river network, with over 500 rivers crisscrossing the country. Seasonal natural calamities such as storms and cyclones, foggy weather in winter, lack of vessel fitness, unskilled drivers, and overloading have been identified as the main causes of such accidents.
In conjunction with Sarawak's 60th year of independence, don't forget to catch the live telecast of the Sarawak Day 2023 celebration this Saturday, July 22nd, beginning with the Grand Parade at 7:30 a.m. and ending with a star-studded concert in the evening at 8:30 p.m. And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Shol Shameto. Thank you for watching.